So it's clearly been a good day for the Shiv Sena rebels who have got 2 weeks from the Supreme Court to reply to the disqualification notices that they've received from Maharashtra's Deputy Speaker. But can we expect action to take place before that? Could a new government possibly be in place before that? Because the Supreme Court hasn't said no to a trust vote taking place before those 2 weeks are up. Joining us now, Deepak Kesarkar. He is one of the rebel Shiv Sena MLAs who is in Guwahati. Mr. Kesarkar, thank you for joining us. To begin with, I wanted to ask you, what is your next move going to be? Will your group push for a no-confidence motion in the assembly against Uddhav Thackeray?
Madam, Maharashtra has a great tradition. If you think about Yashwantrao Chavan, who was called to form a government by the then president, he clearly refused it, saying that I don't have the number. So this government will have to say that we don't have the number. They will have to step down, so that it becomes gracefully, a graceful coming of new government will become more graceful. Otherwise, what is to be done? That strategy would be decided by our legislative party that is led by Honorable Shinde, and they will decide what is to be done, and they will do it.
But don't you think that no confidence motion, if you say you have the numbers, isn't that the best way to end this drama once and for all? We are way beyond the point of being graceful, I think, in this crisis.
Our honorable party president is now the current CM. So he will have to think about it. He is going as per, I think, probably of advice by somebody, because previously he has announced that he is going to resign. But after having a meeting with Honorable Sharad Pawar ji, he has changed his mind probably, and all these legal battles are being fought. So I think that it don't match Shiv Sena's grace. Had Basa been there, he always says that my party is more important than power. So power will come to Shiv Sena, it will remain in power. But it should be done gracefully. That is what I feel.
But the Shiv Sena led by Uddhav Thackeray clearly claims that if all of you are right now sitting in a hotel in Guwahati, and that once you all come back to Mumbai, the situation can change. And its history has shown that it has often happened that way. There have been factions that have broken away, and then when they come back to Mumbai, they've gone back with the party leadership. Why don't you all return to Mumbai? When are you planning to go back?
These are the usual tactics, madam. I belong to Konkan. Honorable Madhu Dandavati used to always tell us that election is a game of psychology. So they wanted to put psychological pressure on your MLAs, which is not acceptable to us. Mr. Raut asked their party workers to come on road, and nothing is decided on road. The new government comes on the floor of the house. So let them understand this is a democracy, and if they are not able to control the law and order situation in Maharashtra, definitely the role of central government comes into it, and then they may provide the required security if required, because it is for the governor to decide whether law and order situation has deteriorated, and then they can inform.
Are you all in Guwahati indefinitely?
Not indefinitely, madam. Now the doors are open. Even the courts have mentioned that there is no bar on making a no confidence motion. So the strategy is to be decided. I am not the person who decides the strategy, and strategy is not announced publicly. It takes place, and shortly whatever decision we take, you will come to know that this is the decision.
Now, before I come to still asking you about the strategy and see how much you can reveal, let me go back to what you just said, which was that after meeting Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray decided to take this legal route, etc. And you made that insinuation earlier today. In fact, you've named Sanjay Raut and said that he is working at the behest of Sharad Pawar and doing all this. Why do you say that? Why do you say that Sanjay Raut is out to destroy the Shiv Sena when he says that he's very much a Shiv Sainik and he'll never fly to Guwahati and be with all of you?
Madam, I can tell you one thing. Shiv Sena was broken thrice, and all the time Honorable Sharad Pawar ji was behind that what a split took place, because in his own interest, when he was in Congress, then he was leading NCP, he always believes in those kind of tactics to break parties, and then his own party grows. So if he compares Sena with NCP, then his natural inclination will be towards NCP only. So I don't blame him. he is doing for his own party. But how Raut thinks that Mr. Pawar could save Shiv Sena, because he has already split the party thrice. Or even our honorable party chief Uddhavji was reluctant to step in as CM. It was only after the request of Sharad Pawarji he accepted that post. He worked nicely against Corona. We are proud of that. But you will have to think that we had gone before the people as Sena and BJP aligned. And then whatever happened after that, which was very hurting for us, the NCP president of Maharashtra used to go to each of our constituency, declaring one candidate of NCP to be the next MLA of that constituency. That means you are coming into power only because of Shiv Sena, and still if you want to finish Shiv Sena, how the MLAs will tolerate it? Take example of.
But can I ask you that are you the Shiv Sena without the Thakres? If the Thakre family isn't there, is it the Shiv Sena? Isn't that what has kept the Shiv Sena together? You're all saying, you know, that you stand here today in the name of Bal Thakre, but his son and his grandson are not supporting you.
Madam, one day they will support you when they will come to know about the facts, because Mr. Raut himself announced that during Rajya Sabha election, the people who were supposed to vote us from NCP side, they didn't vote. And this is a fact also. So what action was taken during that time? No action was taken. So our MLAs were very unhappy. And that has resulted into the new situation.
So can I ask you, when you say that whatever the next steps are in terms of a no confidence motion, yes or no, that will all be decided in strategy. But have you all now clearly decided that who the chief minister, the next chief minister will be? If the numbers are on your side, are you going to support Devendra Fadnavis for chief minister, or do you want Mr. Shinde to be chief minister?
That is for Mr. Shinde to decide, because we have given them all rights to decide. Whatever he decides is final for us.
So you are in talks with Mr. Fadnavis now, directly?
Madam, I can't say this because Mr. Shinde is supposed to do that. And I think after this decision, he may talk to somebody, because Maharashtra is with the minority government, and soon the stable government will have to replace it. And that is a process, so nobody should feel bad about it.
But you're ready to support Mr. Fadnavis for chief minister if it comes to that?
Madam, it is for Mr. Shinde to decide. How I can say? I was his deputy when he was holding the CM's post plus the home portfolio, and I was MOS home, so I share very good relations with him. Why I should say that I'll not support? We have worked together for 5 years, and he was our CM then and my cabinet minister as well. So we share very good relations. At the same time, I feel that the honor of Uddhav Sahib should be maintained while the new government comes into existence. So I have given an open letter to him, urging him to form a government with the BJP, because he shares very good relations with Honorable Prime Minister. And with those kind of relations, he could have once again good relations with BJP, and all of us will be very happy to take his blessings.
Mr. Kesarkar, finally, you know, all of you have spent, I think, almost a week now in Guwahati in this hotel in the Radisson Blu. And what would you tell voters today who are disgusted by this entire drama that is playing out, the resort politics that we're seeing today? Taxpayer money is being spent on all of you to sit in that resort there. You are MLAs, you're elected legislators. Many of you have been ministers in the Maharashtra government. Who is, looking after your constituencies? Who is looking after your portfolios?
Government money is not spent on our state. We are making payments for our own stay. That is one thing. Second thing is the cabinet ministers who are not in Maharashtra. Honorable CM has given the charge of their departments to different ministers. So the government is functioning. For our constituencies, we are in regularly touch with our constituency through mobile phones and WhatsApp. And I don't think that day-to-day work as it is not with the MLAs, because they will have to seek the funds and bring the fund for the constituency.
So when are you coming back to Mumbai, Mr. Kesarkar? Are you coming back now within the next 2 weeks or not?
Of course, we are coming back, madam, and forming the government as well, as per whatever I think. You will come to know, because that's the strategy, and that is not to be disclosed publicly.
Can you say like a deadline, like within a week or within the next few days?
It may happen very soon. It may happen very soon.
You will come back.
Oh, we have to come back. Oh, we are out for quite some time. Around 5 days, we are not in our constituency. 5 days is not a very big time, but still we feel that we should be in the constituency. And whenever we have a video call with our people, they are very happy to see us. And they want us to be victorious.
All right, Mr. Kesarkar, let's see how it plays out. You're saying you'll all be back in Mumbai very soon and then reveal your strategy. You're saying you'll form the government as well. And let's see how that plays out. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you, madam. Namaste.